before, let me show you some exercises to help out with that painful condition. Welcome back. This is Andrew with Running with Dr. Andrew. I'm a physical therapist and I'd like to talk to you about medial tibial stress syndrome. It is also known as shin splints. It can be quite a painful condition. Usually people that have been weekend warriors that have been going on a run, and they start to develop some pain on the inside portion of their shin. There's a few muscles that can cause this pain. One, the most common area is called the flexor digitorum longus muscle. It's a muscle on the back portion of your shin. And also the Soleus muscle and the posterior tibialis, and also a muscle called the anterior tibialis can cause shin splints or shin splint type of pain. And it can be quite painful and something that can be helped out. So definitely I'll be showing you 4 exercises to help improve your shin splints. I'm going to show you 4 exercises to help improve your shin splints. First exercise is that you're going to grab kind of like a rolling thing here. This is kind of a roller. You can get this at your local sporting goods store. And so typically you may have some pain right along the muscle called the anterior tibialis, which is a muscle right through here. And it can get kind of flared up there. It's kind of right along the shin area, so that's kind of where you can find some of the tender spots that might be causing shin splints. And typically when shin splints, it's going to be caused from, weak hips, weak ankles, and so you're just overcompensating, overpronation with that, and that definitely can transmit pressure into your anterior tibialis, or a muscle called the posterior tibialis on the back part of your shin, and we'll show you what that exercise looks like as well for that muscle. So first you're going to do is you can kind of grab the rolling pin here, and you're just going to roll back and forth and find some good spots that are tender. Now, this is a good one to do even if you don't have shin splints, just to kind of roll this muscle out. And if you find a spot there, you can kind of hold it there and just kind of wait until it goes away. Or you can also use another foam roller here. So you just kind of be careful a little bit here with this one. You can kind of get on top of it and then stretching that muscle through there. Feels kind of good. You get a little bit more weight on this muscle here whenever you do that. Okay, the second exercise we're going to do is strengthening the muscle called the posterior tibialis muscle. That muscle is right underneath the shin, and it attaches right underneath your arch there. It's a muscle that helps support your arch, so it gets overutilized during running or high repetitive types of activities. And so you get a little bit of strain in that muscle there. And so how you strengthen that muscle is, and you want to make sure you do this after that muscle stops being painful there. And so then once it starts being less painful, then you can start doing some strengthening with this muscle here. And so what you're going to do is use a band. You use one foot here. And then just strap this band around your foot. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go point your toes down, and then you're going to come up towards the ceiling. And so that gets that muscle called the posterior tibialis. You want to hold it for about 3 seconds, come back down. And with this, you want to at least do 15 to 20 repetitions, maybe a couple times a day there. So you should feel kind of a nice good tightening right there in your arch. And so the next thing that you can do too with that, like the anterior tibialis, you can also do a little bit of rolling on that muscle too. That's kind of a deeper muscle, so you might want to kind of go through the calf muscle and push through that area there along that side. It's kind of a harder muscle to get just because you've got other tissue going through there. I'm going to show 2 different arch strengthening exercises. Now I already did a video on the plantar fasciitis, and there's some arch strengthening exercises on that. So what I'll do is I'll put a link at the end of this video so that way you can view that those exercises. These are a little bit more difficult. It involves the core. I definitely think with the shin splints you can have weakness in the hips as well as the feet, and so this kind of gets both the core and the hips and the foot too. It's a little bit more dynamic type of exercise. I think this is definitely a good one to do. You can do two different ways. First I'm going to show you on the ball, and so if you've got a big ball here, you can definitely do this. What you're going to do, you kind of walk out here, and so you're going to raise your hips up. If you can, try to keep your core tight, and then you're going to raise your foot up and try to balance as much as you can. And see, if you need something to kind of hang on to, this is kind of a challenging exercise, so if you need to hang on to something, you can. Just a little bit there. I really can feel my foot really trying to hang on and work that balance there. And same thing with this one, you can kind of switch, hold for maybe 5 seconds or so, as long as you can. It's a balance exercise, a little bit of core exercise too. Definitely a good challenging exercise for that arch, core, and the hips too. Okay, and so the second one that you can do a little bit less aggressive, you can kind of use like a foam roller, lay on the floor, so you don't roll around as much and you're able to stay on a little bit longer. So definitely can feel my foot really trying to fight there. Try not to fall over for you. Although that might add to a little bit of the comic effect of this video. There we go. So you can definitely tell it's a pretty challenging exercise. You have to really tighten your core and your hips to kind of get engaged there. There you go. A little closer to the ground, so if you do fall, you're not going to fall very far. So those are two challenging things you can kind of start working with. Okay. Okay, the fourth exercise I'm going to show you is a stretch on the soleus muscle. Now this muscle is behind the calf muscle, and so you can kind of see it's right in this area here. You might not be able to see it, but you can kind of see that little extra meaty area. That's the soleus muscle, and how you stretch that muscle is that you're going to go into stick your foot back, and so the stretching one is going to be back, this one right here, and we're going to bend your knee, and you should feel kind of a good stretch right along that area there. So when you stretch, I want you to hold it for at least 30 seconds. Do that a couple times, and you can also do it on the non-painful side too. Switch sides there. Okay, good. So this concludes our video of episode 4 on our common injuries, talking about medial tibial syndrome or shin splints. And so I hope these exercises do help you out. There's many more exercises that we can do. Maybe in the future I'll do additional exercises for shin splints, but it's something you can kind of start on with. Now if you still have pain, or you have pain during these exercises, please stop them right away and consult your local physical therapist for additional help. Again, if you haven't subscribed this video, haven't subscribed to our channel, subscribe and like this video, and keep safe, keep running, and we'll see you next time.